Hello everyone, and welcome back to this fifth episode of Blindfold Chess series. And as you all know, in the last episode we tackled Stockfish level 4 with the black pieces, and today we are going to play with Stockfish level 5 with the white pieces. So let's see how today's game goes. So yeah, I will just quickly go blindfold and we'll be good to start the game. Just okay, yeah, let's start again. So I've been playing a kind of Catalan for last month or so, so I will choose Catalan if he chooses a setup of King's Indian. So let's start with D4.
D4, D5,
Okay, let's go C4.
C4, E6,
Yeah, and now we have the Catalan setup with G3. So I can go with knight f3 first, which usually I prefer.
Knight F3, C6,
C6. Okay, and now I can go with G3.
G3, D takes C4,
Okay, let's go with Bishop G2.
Bishop G2, Bishop B4 check,
Yeah, so this is a usual intervention that uh, the black player does to provoke bishop d2 here, which is
Bishop D2,
and now if he
Bishop
takes on
takes D2 check,
if he takes on d2, I have knight takes d2. Oh, sorry. Ah, okay, knight b takes d2, right?
Knight B takes D2,
That makes sense.
B5,
b5, okay. Um, I do have e4 now, which is
A4,
kind of the idea.
Bishop B7,
Now he goes bishop b7, which makes sense. And yeah, now I cannot go knight e5 because of queen takes on d4. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that is a good idea. So maybe I can go with b3 and then maybe I can continue the rest. But then he has c3, right? b3, c3, uh, yeah, knight b1, b4. I kind of don't want that particular thing because if I allow c3, then it will be a terrible form. Hmm. The other option for me is to go with e4, which kind of makes a lot of sense, but it suddenly allows him to go c5, and yeah, there's plenty much of a counter play there. Or else I can just castle. Hmm. Maybe queen c2 is also making sense, right? Okay, let's just castle.
short castle, King F8,
Why king f8? I mean, this is nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. Now I think I have e4, e5. Um, I do want to prevent the pawn from going to b4. So maybe something like queen c2 and then b3. Maybe that makes sense. Yeah.
Queen C2, Knight A6,
Okay. Yeah, so he is wanting. Yeah, he's wanting me to take. Like, maybe b3 is still good. I mean, b3, he has to take on p3, then I get with. Hmm, this is strange. Maybe it's okay. I mean, hmm, 5, a4, should be 7. No, I think it's d4. I don't think it's knight on f6, right? So now I think I can go with um, maybe e4. Like king f8 is not a move. What is the move king f8? Like I really want to go with e3, which is good. But for now he's threading knight b4, which is kind of something terrible. I don't like usually playing something like that. Maybe I can take on b5, then I can take on c4. Yeah, that should work. His knight b4 intermezzo. Yeah, that should work maybe. I'm not sure. Knight b4, queen queen to b2 maybe. Yeah, it does make perfect sense. Okay, let's take on b5.
A takes b5. C takes b5.
Mm. And let's take on c4 now. What? Okay, I'm not playing b3, right? That was so stupid of me to go with this. Um, yeah. So I haven't played b3, but I can certainly play it now, and that will be something to be considered. Because c3 is not there, the king is on f8. He may go with rook c8, which is perfect sense. Yeah, what I mean, I'm with b3.
b3. Knight b4.
Yeah. And now what he banks upon is the fact that if I go queen c3, he's going to go with yeah, knight d5 and yeah, follow with c3, which makes perfect sense on his part. But the problem is now I have queen b2, and I think he has a5, which is okay, but I can then take on c4 just so.
Queen b2. c3.
Gives up a pawn. That's strange.
Queen takes c3. Queen e7.
Okay, so now he defends the knight on b4. Uh, I'm still have no idea that his knight on f6. His knight is still on g8. I don't know. I'm not sure of that. But now I have a good knight on d2, pawn on b3. Here's a pawn on b5 though, which makes a lot of sense. And he has played with queen e7. So he has 95 ideas. Maybe he even has rook c8 ideas here. Yeah, rook c8 is pretty strong. Hmm. Rook c8 is absolutely very strong. I mean, I'm not sure if I can tackle it pretty well with that. Yeah, I mean, my position is good. Uh, I will very likely play to kc1. If he goes c8, I just go queen b2. I just don't mind with that. Knight e4, knight takes e4, knight d5, queen b2. Uh, I think his pawn is on b5, so I even have something like, uh, you know, the ace and pawn hangs afterwards, something like that. I think rook f c1 sounds good for me.
Rook fc1. h5.
Ah, that is strange. I was gonna go for gh4. Doesn't make a difference though. I think now I'm doing very good. I mean, I have queen e7, queen c7, sorry, and don't I just win material though? Sure. I should be winning that. Yeah.
Queen c7. h4.
Hmm. Okay, so his idea is mainly, I think, to take on g3, and if I take on e7, he wants to take back with the knight, right? Because if he takes with the king, rook c7 wins with the piece. So yeah, his knight is on g8. That is that is a really terrible diagnostic. But yeah, that does help us. So well, we have some plans here. Maybe we can go with queen takes rook c7 and we can take on a7. That looks to be a very good idea for me. Just have to go with queen c7. Sorry, queen e7, knight e7, rook c7, and then I can. I mean, he has to move the bishop. There is nothing else he can do there.
Queen takes e7 check. Knight takes e7.
But yeah, this is something that I know I'm winning.
Rook c7. Bishop c8.
Oh my god, this is terrible. This is terrible. Oh my god, this is terrible. So now he has given me a huge advantage. There are a lot of winning moves here. By the way, I can just play knight d5. Sorry, knight e5, and he's on fire like that. I think knight e5 wins on the spot, right? Knight e5. If he goes rook b8, just rook a7, and if he defends with knight d5 or something, um, yeah, and there are still a lot of ways to win that match. I still knight d5, I have rook c takes on. Yeah, there. That makes sense. I think I will go with knight e5.
Knight e5. Knight b d5. Rook c takes a7. Rook b8.
Yeah, he has to go on rook b8. I mean, there is nothing else to be done. Uh, Now he has a different problem. He has a problem on the d6 square also. Like I have a very nice pawn on b3. I don't need to now go into much more threads. His king is there stuck on f8, so you know, even that is not a big deal for me. Maybe I can go with just pressurizing him with knight e4, or should I first capture on d5? Capturing on d5 is a good decision. I mean, it's okay. I think I will go with rook a8.
Rook a8.
I can just
Rook b7.
ah, that is very strange, right? Oh my god, I'm fainting away now. This rook b7 moves is this is terrible. I mean, um, I have knight c6 here. I have a ton of ideas here. I even have knight e4. And what is he doing? There is absolutely no plan for him now. Uh, yeah, 94 sounds good. 94 knight. Maybe we'll try with knight c7. Hmm. Or I can even force a trade of rooks there. If you want something like rook 1 to a7.
Rook 1 a7. Rook c7.
Yeah. I mean, this is his only plan with them. Uh, but this loses a piece now. Uh, let me just calculate. I think he has. Yeah. Now I have bishop takes on d5. Um, if he takes with the pawn, then he loses the rook on c7, or he has rook c1 check. Oh yeah, that's pretty smart. That's pretty smart. Okay, I will take on c7.
Rook takes c7. Knight takes c7.
So he's defending his b5 pawn. He's defending his c8 bishop, and meanwhile he's still, is in a good position actually. And yeah, I can come back to a1. That will be the best. Coming back to a1, going to c1 to attack him, or maybe I can just even attack his knight on c7 and force knight d5. Yeah, I want to exchange of the pieces, but he has knight d5, knight d4, and that's the main problem. But yeah, okay, I will go with that.
Rook a7. f6.
Oh, that doesn't seem to be good. He has a pawn h4, right? That is terrible. He's not even captured on g3. This f6 move is absolutely bizarre. I mean, the best for me is just to take on c7. Even if it takes on d4, I have a pawn there. So it will be a bishop and knight versus bishop and knight, an equal in game, but I will have pawns. And I have f4 even, so I will take the edge pawn. That makes sense.
Rook takes c7. F takes e5. D takes e5. Rook h6.
Okay. I think now it's time to end. The e6 pawn is weak. I have knight 4, and he has nothing.
Knight e4. H takes g3. H takes g3. King e8.
Do you think king e8? Yeah, the king was an f8, right? So makes sense. Too much. I think I will want number 6.
Knight d6 check. King d8.
Oh, so now he has. Now I have a very nice simplification strategy actually. I can go through c8 check. And the fact is, if he captures like knight c8, I have knight f7 check. Uh, he moves anywhere with this king. I just take on h6. Um, and that should be winning. I mean, that's a very quick winning endgame for me. By the way. But the only thing is the b5 pawn. I mean, uh, why to hurry up with so much, right? That is what I feel. Like I think now, uh, I don't know. So if you try to imagine his structure, he has a pawn on g7, rook on h6. He has a pawn on e6, and he has a pawn on b5. That's all. And we have a pawn on b3. We have a pawn on e5. Uh, yeah, we have a pawn on e2 intact, certainly. And what else do we have? We have a pawn on f2, g3, a bishop on g2, and a king on g1. That makes sense. Yeah, I can go with that fantasy. I can certainly go with that fantasy there. Rook, rook captures on c8, knight captures on c8, knight f7 check. You move wherever you want. I just take on h6, and I'm up some material at 6, and yeah, I'm up 1, 2, 3. 3 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5, 2 pawns up. Okay, but I'm not in the mood to go with that, so I will just keep on the rooks.
Rook a7. Rook g6.
And now the problem is he has to go with this because now he has knight f7 check, which is certainly very terrible for him. Yeah. So I can just exchange my material now, right? I think bishop to b7 is good. Or even I think rook a8 is good. Just like strangling him up. The problem is he can go with rook king c7, but then I can just take on b5. That's even better. Yes, king b7, king b6. That makes sense. I think I will go through gate.
Rook a8. Rook h6.
What? They blended a fork? Well, you know what? I'm not interested in the fork, by the way. I'm much more interested in the bishop on c8. Oh my god. Like, I'm in no mood to win an exchange here. So we'll go with bishop b7.
Bishop b7. b4.
Yeah, this is nonsense. This is just trouble. Now bishop takes on c8. Um, I think bishop c8, knight c8, rook c8. It's game. I can even go with knight c6 after that. Yeah.
Bishop takes c8. Knight takes c8. Rook takes c8 check. King e7.
Hmm. Okay, let's end it now.
Rook b8. g6.
Okay.
Rook takes b4. King d7.
And now the rook on h6 is a bit pity. I have rook b7 check followed with b4 myself. That's the best shot.
Rook b7 check. King c6. b4. Rook h8.
Hmm.
b5 check. King c5. Rook c7 check. King b6. Rook c6 check. King a7. b6 check. King b8.
That was good. That was very quick.
Rook c7. Rook d8.
Hmm. The problem is he has a pawn g6. He has a rook there. I think I will just move. I have rook a7, right? Rook a7. Let's fetch me the game. e7, knight b5. Maybe I can even take e7. Trade off with there. That was better.
Rook e7.
e7, rook takes.
Rook g8.
Yeah, that's everything that you can do. And now I think b7 is crushing. Like I have a ton of ideas of that. I can go with knight c8, but I will have to give him the b5, which is not what I want. So I will go through e6.
Rook takes e6. g5.
Yeah, and now he's trying to play there, which is useless. I can just take back. Rook e8 check, rook e8, knight e8, king b7, e6. Yeah, I'm winning, right? King takes b6, e7, king c6, knight f6, and that's all. Yeah.
Rook e8 check. Rook takes e8. Knight takes e8. King b7. e6. G4, E7. King takes B6. Knight F6. King A5.
Okay. So we get a new queen in the game.
E8 promotes to queen. King A6.
Okay. Let's take the B.
Queen B8. King A5.
And now let's march with the knight.
Knight D5. King A6.
Okay.
Knight C7 check. King A5. Queen B5 checkmate.
Okay.
Checkmate, white is victorious.
Yeah. That was a good game. Uh, Pretty good. I mean, I will not say an attacking game because they didn't even attack a single time. Maybe that B5 C4 or something that I was scared of. But yeah, that looks good. So yeah, we are back in the blindfold series after a bit long, I think 2 months. But yeah, let's tackle Stockfish level 6. Today we tackle Stockfish level 5 with the white pieces. Next game will be against Stockfish level 6 with the black pieces, and believe me, that's going to be certainly very much more dangerous game. So thank you once again all for watching. Do subscribe our channel and follow our other series, Green Vikal Tal, and see you soon. Thank you.